In Canada, breast cancer is the second leading cause of cancer-related deaths in women. But what few of us appreciate is the fact that very few patients actually die of breast cancer if the tumor cells remain in the breast. So in fact, what kills almost all breast cancer patients is the spread of tumor cells from the breast to other areas of the body where they then obstruct the function of vital organs. Now, it's the process by which tumor cells spread from the breast to other areas of the body that we call metastasis. Now, historically, it was kind of thought that mutations that caused breast cancer to develop in the first place were the same mutations that then caused them to spread, but that didn't really make a lot of sense. Firstly, because when we give patients chemotherapy, metastatic breast cancer cells often react differently to the drug than cancer cells that remained in the breast, which means there must be differences between them. We just don't know what they are. Now, ideally, the best way to get at those differences would be to study genetically what is going on in human metastatic breast cancer patients and their samples, but unfortunately that's almost impossible. And the reason why is because when breast cancer metastasizes in humans, it often goes to regions of the body where we then can't retrieve it, such as the brain, and so there's simply very few samples to study. So in order to circumvent this, the way that we can study metastasis is in an organism that it can be easily studied in the lab that is genetically similar to humans and itself can actually get metastatic breast cancer, and that organism is the mouse. Now, the bonus feature of mice is that they actually have 10 breasts, which means that they make breast cancer studies extremely efficient. So over the course of my PhD, I studied hundreds and hundreds of tumor cells and metastases from these mice, and I came to some very interesting conclusions. So the first conclusion was that I was able to actually uncover several, in fact, several dozen mutations that seemed to promote breast cancer metastasis in mice. And what was fascinating about these mutations was that they were different from the mutations that had caused the tumor to develop in the first place. Now, secondly, despite the fact that I found many metastasis-promoting mutations, there was something very similar about them all, which is that they all seem to compromise the ability of cells to cling to each other. So what we believe happens in tumors is that breast cancer cells will actually acquire these metastasis-promoting mutations and physically detach from the tumor, which then enables them to spread throughout the body. Now, my study doesn't answer all the questions we have about metastasis, but it does open the door to being able to strategize new treatments that specifically target the mutations carried by these metastatic cells, hopefully in an effort to reduce breast cancer fatalities. Thank you.